Ladies and gents, welcome back. Politicians are not known for giving you the whole story, the whole truth. They're known for giving you a bit of a slimy sleazeball take on what the reality of a situation may have been. But sometimes politicians will take it a little bit too far. And in this case, we're going right all the way to the extreme of, well, feigning an injury from an assault or possible hate crime, as it would be. Now we have here Joel Harden. He's a local MPP, member of provincial parliament for the NDP party in Ottawa. And, well, he's claiming he got punched in the face, but he'll take a punch for queer and trans youth any day. And this is, of course, his showing at the protest that happened last Friday in Ottawa, as he was standing up for the one side of the whole exchange. Now, this protest was triggered by events that are happening in schools. The idea of hiding from parents, things that are being talked about in schools, and parents being upset that they are not being consulted about what's being discussed with their children in these schools. Now, it all started with this tweet from Luke LeBron. This is absolute madness, talking about this protest, claiming that the far-right mob is not even at school anymore. They're just standing in the middle of the residential street in Westboro, chanting nonsense in the direction of random homeowners to leave our kids alone. And then this tweet came out. Now, what is the how did this injury actually happen if it wasn't for a punch to the face, as is being claimed in this this thing? Well, somebody actually caught the footage of what happened. So Joel was having a good old time with his megaphone, and oopsie, it has a little ring on it just behind the rainbow pendant that he had stuck to the megaphone there, and he accidentally poked himself just below the eye. In this case, now I say himself, I'm assuming that it's a he, him. I don't know. It's hard because he didn't put it in his bio. Man, you're confusing the lot of us. We don't know if it's not in your bio what we should be calling you. Of course, I'm kidding. We obviously know what to call people based on their appearance and how they outwardly appear to everybody. But this is, of course, Caryma Sa'd, lawyer, political satirist, who was attending at this thing and had this footage here showing just exactly what happened to cause this injury. Now, outlets are reporting on this. We have Joel Smollett. Of course, they're comparing him to Jussie Smollett, who is an American actor who feigned a hate crime in order to further his acting career. It didn't work out too well because his acting career came to an abrupt end after this whole endeavor, and I believe he saw jail time. Not a whole lot of it, because, you know, there is a tiered system in the Western world when it comes to elite people, actors, and the like, people on the top echelon of society. And they don't seem to get the same treatment that the rest of us people on the bottom get. But nonetheless, NDP, so the New Democratic Party member of provincial parliament, scrutinized after claiming he was punched at the Ottawa gender ideology protest. Of course, showing this off, Ontario's socialist Joel Harden is facing scrutiny after claiming to have been punched at a protest against gender ideology in Ottawa last week amid footage that appears to show him being hit by his own megaphone. Many have since accused the Ottawa Centre representative of lying, while others are comparing him to American actor Jussie Smollett, or is it pronounced Jussie, who notoriously staged a hate crime in 2019. Harden, who protested in favor of gender ideology, along with members of Antifa and other left-wing activists, shared a photo of himself with a cut to his face. "I'll take a punch for queer and trans youth any day," he wrote. Of course, Harden's post received reactions from both Ontario NDP leader Merritt Stiles and federal NDP Jagmeet Singh, who both called on governments to take more action to protect transgender people. Well, we should just protect anybody in general in Canada. But here is Jagmeet Singh saying, I'm proud of you, Joel Harden. He's very proud of this man for taking a megaphone, but feigning an assault. In this case, queer and trans people and kids are being targeted by angry and hateful extremists. Now, these extremists that are being claimed here are actually largely Muslim, Christian, and even secular parents that are showing up to these protests to say, would you stop talking about things that are age inappropriate to our children? We would like to be the ones to bring these up to our children, not the teachers. This is against our will, and we would appreciate if this wouldn't take place in the schools. Now, this is a sentiment that's going across Western society as this is occurring, and larger and larger numbers of parents are turning out to these events to, well, say enough is enough. Toronto Sun writing an article about the same thing. It seems people on all sides experience it differently. Those in favor of trans education in schools feel that it was a hateful attack that illustrates the danger LGBTQ plus people are in, while opponents of it ask if it was Canada's own Jussie Smollett moment, where an actor in Chicago falsely claimed to be attacked by two men wearing MAGA hats. Of course, again, referring to the same thing. Meanwhile, the NDP MPP says while he was punched in the face at a Friday protest over transgender ideology and acceptance in schools, he does not want to bring police into it. Well, why would that be? It's funny because usually when you're assaulted by somebody, you would obviously want to bring the police in, have an investigation, have assault charges laid. But he wants to avoid this in this case, going as far to say, I don't want this woman charged. Apparently it was a woman now that punched him. I would rather talk to her about why she needed to be violent and why she needed to protest outside public schools. If she's reading this statement, that offer still holds. Please get in touch with me. And of course, many people hoping that this woman comes forward because, well, apparently this woman does not exist because, of course, this woman turns out to be a megaphone. That's what happened in this case. Now, scrutiny is coming his way, of course, online. Many people are making fun of him. Many people are commenting on this whole situation. We have Caryma Sa'd, MPP Joel Harden allegedly got punched in the face yesterday. Here he stands while his comrade shoves a noisemaker in my ear. I'm going to save you the noise of this. I won't turn on the volume. But there was a very loud noisemaker as she went to interview people from both sides of this. But standing right behind the MPP here was a man with a noisemaker hitting it at people that came anywhere near them. Here he is standing here with this noisemaker. I guarantee you it was very loud. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see what it or hear what it sounded like. But I'm not going to play it in this video. Physically violent behavior occurs on a spectrum, and none of it should be normalized. Now, this would be considered a nuisance under the law, I believe. So I don't know about assault, but we'll leave that up to a police officer on the side to decide. Anyway, scrutiny coming in, people just making fun of this guy. I just saw the scariest footage. Joel Harden, says Harrison Faulkner, got punched in the face by a megaphone he was holding and only had one media outlet. And only one media outlet is reporting on this hate crime. I stand with Rainbow Joel. More coming in. Busted, says Rowan. NDP politician Joel Harden, who lied on Twitter and tried to journalist, this journalist here, alleging he was punched in the face, caught red-handed as he was getting poked by his megaphone. Of course, Jordan Peterson even jumping in on this. What do you think, Jagmeet Singh? Just par for the course? Of course, replying to Viva Fry here. who says, are you going to delete this tweet and issue a formal correction and apology? Of course, these things don't happen. This is what politicians do. It looks like a member of your party lied about having been the victim of a hate crime. What else do you and your party lie about? Well, a lot of things, like this weird thing called greedflation that they've come up with. Maybe that's for another video entirely. And punching people in the face, but I'll take a punch for the queer youth. Yeah, this is his statement, of course. Now, this isn't the only case of assault that happened at the time. Again, this is a video, and I can't show it because of the terms of service on YouTube. Link in the description down below. But this is a case where that one Deanne Sheriff, the protester, the crazy Karen, I can't remember, Rainbow Karen, she was caught pulling someone's hair. And some people were doing their best to fight off her. This guy maybe even striking at her. I don't know if successfully, but as she was pulling her hair to try to get her off the woman in this case, of course, Deanna Sheriff is this woman. I mean, there's not much else to say about it here. Now, there is claims on the internet going around right now as Deanna Sheriff, she had a video leak out. I guess it was one of her live streams where she was caught on a hot mic, making the claim that Justin Trudeau is financing her activism. I don't know how true this claim is. I actually sent her a message asking her to respond to it and say if this is true, this is her. What about her claims? But she hasn't responded. If she does, I will publish that. But this is the one that's floating around online. But these things can be faked, so we don't know where it is
site
for real.
Joe and I are not. We get paid directly by Trudeau. So we don't have to set up funds. We are government funded.
So, of course, making the claim that her and Joel Harden themselves are funded by Trudeau directly, and well, that's a big old claim. Now, there's a petition going out. There's many stories on this. One petition trying to get Joel fired from his job or force him to resign. Of course, these petitions, what do? Nothing really. It's really just public pressure that would force somebody to resign from their position. Of course, this is a very shameful thing that he's done. The best thing he would be able to do is come out and formally apologize and admit that it was a false claim. Now that the footage is out of him poking himself in the face and showing how the injury was sustained. Nonetheless, this is the situation. I doubt that he'll come forward. I doubt that I'm pretty sure he's going to try to just walk away from this like all other politicians do. They don't ever admit fault when they are caught red-handed, but this is the situation. Anyway, I'll leave this one with you guys. What do you think of this whole situation? Joel Harden feigning a hate crime in his Jussie Smollett moment here in Canada. Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.